So tonight's video is pertaining indigenous DNA. There's a lot of talks on the internet saying that we are the ancient mound builders. We built it. We are the indigenous copper-colored mound builders of America. Can y'all believe that? Can you really believe it? And the lie has picked up and it has grown and it's floated all the way around the community. I like to call it pseudo crack rock family. But tonight we're going to expose the truth about ancient DNA. All right. I came across some information I'd like to share with you guys pertaining to one of the ancient sites of America. So please stay tuned. You guys won't be disappointed in the information that I got real quick. I won't stay on long. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like button. I appreciate it. It gets the algorithm going. If you like African history, culture, and greatness, you're in the right spot. I appreciate you guys coming on in here. But I'm just going to go over some evidence real quick pertaining mound DNA. I hear a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people say, well, you know, we were the ancient mound builders. We built it. It was a copper colored black community here in America, apparently. And we got to get rid of the pseudo lies that are spreaded out here. No one has gave any receipts out that's substantial. Where are the receipts at? Well, I came across some receipts and it's going to disappoint a lot of, it's going to break some copper colored hearts. I mean, really though. So let's go over these receipts. I'm going to try to share my screen right now real quick. Let's get into it real quick. This is an ancient DNA perspective of the Mound site in Cahokia. All right. Whoa. I hear a lot of people talk about Cahokia mounds. We the Mississippi mound builders. Well, little did they know they did DNA samples on the burial remains at these mound sites. And I don't hear none of these hot glue feather wearing individuals ever come out here and explain any genetic origins of the mound sites. But we're going to do that tonight because that's what we about over here. Shout out to the syndicate. That's what we do. But yeah, this particular, can y'all see that? This is the, I'm gonna blow it up real quick. Pause, no diddy. An ancient DNA perspective on Mound 72 in Cahokia by Jessica Lou Harrison. This is gonna explain a lot of details about these, the origins. And we're gonna read a little bit of it. Let's go down and see what's going on. First of all, where is this from, Port City? Submitted to the facility of the University Graduate School in partial fulfillment of the requirements for the degree of Doctorate of Philosophy in the Department of Anthropology in Indiana University. Sorry, I got tongue tied. But this is accredited. This is all a part of the dissertation and of Miss Jessica Harrison. So they went out to these ancient sites and they did some samples. Let's go ahead and go past this acknowledgement and we're going to get down to the meat and potatoes of what this thing is talking about. Because everybody want to know about these mound sites. Inquiring minds would like to know. All right, we're going to stop it right there. What is this right here? Okay, so it says an ancient DNA perspective on Mound 72 Cahokia. Located near current day St. Louis, Cahokia is classified as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And during its peak of time occupation between 1050 and 1150 AD, Cahokia was over 5 square miles in size, contained more than 120 earth mounds, included the largest pre-Columbian structure in America, and housed as many as 15,000 people. This was quite some site. Near 1050 AD, dramatic changes occurred in the lifestyles of the people living throughout much of what is now the American Midwest. Communities suddenly increased in size, dependency upon maize agriculture, division of labor and hierarchy, along with major other aspects of life around the focal point of Cahokia. These changes made the beginning of the Mississippi period between 1050 and 1400 AD. The arrival of a new biological distinct population has been proposed as an explanation for these cultural changes, while others suggest these changes were the result of an in situ development or in situ development, the result of cultural, sorry, hang on. The result of cultural contact in some combination. Sorry, I messed up my spot. But it says dating to the beginning of the Mississippi transition, Mound 72. That's the name of this Cahokia, this site, Cahokia, sorry. Mound 72 is a small ridge top burial mound located in south central Cahokia that contained over 270 burials. I need you guys to keep that in mind. These were the last 25 burials assembled that exhibit a variety of burial treatments that have encouraged many theories about their purpose and significance. Here is the interesting part that we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. The mitochondrial, I'm gonna highlight this shit right here. The mitochondrial DNA was extracted from the teeth, and the haplogroups and the partial haplotypes were determined. Okay, so they got maternal and paternal haplogroups from 24 individuals from this mound site. This is the DNA evidence that we really need, family. This is what we've been looking for, right? They found it. The wait is over. You understand? So they found DNA. Is that what they're saying? Let's see what they're saying about the DNA, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what they're saying about ancient Cahokia mound site DNA in America. Is it copper colored DNA or what, family? Let's go down and see. There's so much information. Oh my God. Wow. Look at this. We're going to go down. We're going to go down. Oh my God. I'm seeing letters that's not familiar to us, y'all. Oh my God. Let's go down because I know y'all want to see this. I know y'all want to see this. Okay, where we at? All right, I'm going to read this real quick. A brief archaeological background of Cahokia Mound 72. Cahokia was the first city of the American Midwest, the largest native urban complex to exist in North Mexico. To put it in considerable size, Cahokia, in perspective, was the largest contemporaneous medieval city of London. So basically, this place was pretty big. We hear it all the time. They are comparing this place pretty much to Khufu in Egypt. So shout out to the indigenous folks over here. But let's go down and let's dig out some of this. Let's extract some DNA from this. All right, so just a visual perspective of where Cahokia is. This is a map showing you where the site is at. Map showing the location of the American bottom of Cahokia within the American Midwest. This is in the heart of America right here. This is that whole Mississippian culture and shit they be talking about, the roll your corn bullshit they be saying. You know, black folks saying they was here. Let's read about what this says. It says Cahokia is located in the eastern floodplains of Mississippi River and an area of American Midwest referred to as the American Bottom. The floodplains surround the Mississippi River between the confluence of the Missouri and Mississippi rivers and the joining and the, I can't read that. What's that say? Cahokia and Mississippi rivers. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Near the present day St. Louis and the surrounding countries or counties. Before the modern interventions of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, such as buildings, levees, and flood control, the increased elevation of the East St. Louis seasonal flooding. All right, this ain't really telling us what we need to hear. I just wanted you guys to get a visual location of where this site's at in America, and it's one of the oldest mound sites in America, and it yields the DNA of the indigenous people of the America. Just so we know what we're looking at. I'm gonna go down some more, and I want to see some DNA. Let's get down to the bottom of this. Again, the name of this thing is An Ancient DNA Perspective on Mound 72. So if you guys want to look for this, look out for the Cahokia Mound Site 72 PDF. And I'm gonna show y'all real quick. There's a lot of information in this thing, but I want to get down to the genetic information. All right, here's the illustration. Image of the mound, 72 on the left, image of and reconstruction of a Mississippi style wall trench house built with poles. Okay, they're just kind of giving you a representation of it. I'm gonna go down. Okay, so this is what the site looks like, an aerial shot of what that site looks like. And it's gonna get down into where these burial remains at if we keep looking. Stay tuned, family. Do not leave me now. It says the map of the mound 72 showing the features within the excavated portions of the mound. So these are all areas where they were able to yield that genetic evidence from, family. All right, let's dig some more. Let's dig some more. All right, where is that DNA stuff at? Where that's at? Where that haplogroup stuff at? All right, I tell you what, this one I'm gonna do, because I know y'all like, hold on, man. We're gonna go down a little bit further. We're gonna speed this up. We're gonna speed it up, y'all. I'm telling y'all not gonna want to miss this. Okay, this is the archaeological region again, just so we know where we're at. We're in Cahokia. Okay, there we go. Dental records. All right, there we go. All right. There we go. We doing like some forensic shit up in here, man. Come on, baby. Show me what you got. Oh, did I pass it? Oh. Hold on. Slow down, Turbo. You speeding. You speeding. I want to make sure you guys get all of this. All of this. Okay, let me read this real quick. Ancient DNA in Midwestern America. The genetic material derived from archaeological material, biological collections, and fossil remains is known as DNA. In genetic studies, researchers can focus upon the uniparental genetic material inherited from a single parent, DNA. Biparental genetic material inherited from both parents, DNA, or some combinations of each. Uniparental markers include mtDNA inherited from the mother alone, Y chromosome DNA inherited from the father alone in male offspring, while the biparental DNA includes the rest of the genome. Okay, so they basically talking on how we inherit it. Okay, so it's getting there. It's getting there, y'all. I promise. We're gonna get down. We're gonna get down to these haplogroups. Now, this is something we all need to read right here. Okay, studies have demonstrated. Okay, studies, not what we make up, not what you want to believe, but these are studies have demonstrated that Native Americans belong to 5 main mitochondrial haplogroups. I've said this so many damn times. Okay, what are these haplogroups? A, B, C, and X. You can add Q in there too. It says these haplogroups vary in frequency depending upon the time and region of interest. So depending on what time frame we're looking at, the DNA can vary. Okay, and the region, time and region, that's the only difference. But the 5 main haplogroups are A, B, C, D, and X. But they're telling you right here that depending on the region and depending on the time that we find these haplogroups, they can vary. That makes sense. It says through the comparison of these haplogroup frequencies, it is possible to test questions about relationships within and between populations, or to compare contemporary populations. Contemporary populations meaning people that's living right now. Contemporary populations, people living right now, compared to the ancient populations of people who living of yesterday. So again, it says the main haplogroups of the Native Americans are A, B, C, and D. So the contemporary population share the same ancestry. It says ancient DNA pioneers were drawn to study the ancient Midwest as well, and these skeletal collections were the subject of some of the earliest studies of Native American DNA. The first such analyst was the Norris Farm, 36 centimeters in central Illinois, associated with the Oneida cultural tradition dating back to 1300 AD. It says Stone and Stoking were able to determine the mitochondrial haplotypes of 50 people, with 49 of the people, right, belonging to the previously identified native lineages. What's those lineages again? A, B, C, and D. Not now. One of you African Americans possess any of this DNA. Period. So don't even try to front like we got this DNA. So we peeling back the layers of this genetically. Okay. So just to let you Negroes know, they've already found that this site dating back 1300, that the Native American DNA is A, B, C, and D. It says these individuals did not appear to be what it says spatially patterned in association with haplogroups, with the exceptions of 2 male individuals belonging to B, who were buried next to one another. Okay, so these are the haplogroups that we're talking about from that particular site. It says Stone and Stoneking later revisited and expanded their earlier work to include 120 individuals belonging to haplogroups A, B, C, and D. So everybody, let me get this straight. The defining in these ancient mound sites of America are coming up with haplogroup types A, B, C, and D. Wow, interesting. Isn't this some shit? And I thought we was the mound builders, but apparently we're not, genetically speaking. Let's read further. It says identifies as belonging to X, haplogroup X through the SNPs present in the sample. Kemp and Schur thus exhibiting haplogroup diversity within the range of extent Native American populations. The haplotype diversity of the prehistoric population, however, was much greater than that of modern populations, 73.9% compared to 45.7% respectively. Of the 102 individuals, a minimum of 302 base pairs was able to be sequenced for the comparison of 52 individuals. 34% of the individuals attempted. It says Stone and Stoking discussed difficulties with contaminating controls. So some of these samples can get contaminated with modern day DNA, just to keep that in mind. So they have to have some type of quality assurance and stuff. So I'm gonna go down and get down to the Cahokia site here. Hold on, let me go back. I feel like I missed something. Okay, it says it talks about the Cahokia joint too. Okay, so this is interesting right here. I want y'all to see this real quick. It says the other, I'm reading up here because I want to talk about contamination. It says the other 5 individuals had a transition at 16309, which Napier attributed to high status lineages and used to argue for burial organization by maternal descent given to shape haplogroups or haplotypes 4 out of 5 individuals. All right, so it says this lone mutation is not a mutation motif found in the Native American. So they're talking about contamination right quick. It says haplogroups, and instead of its characteristics of L2, which is found in West Africa, this haplotype is a production of modern DNA contamination. So I don't want you Negroes getting all upset. Oh, what happened to my shit? Hang on. Okay. Yeah. So this is a contamination. They're just explaining to you that these are odd sequences that they're finding right now. This is strictly contamination, so we're clear on that. But I'm gonna go back down, and it says some of the other sequences lack definitive transitions or restriction fragments, length, polymorphism. That's RFLP markers to conclusively show the presence of the known Native American haplogroups and may have represented poorly preserved endogenous sequence or a mixture of endogenous or exogenous DNA or contaminating DNA that is not derived from the individual. So they're pointing out that these samples can get contaminated from modern genetics. All right, so let me see. Oh, hang on. Did I miss my spot? I felt like I missed my spot, y'all. Hang on. Where'd it go? I missed my damn spot. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Dang it. Sorry, y'all. I missed my spot, but I'm going to go down further here real quick. We're going to go down and I'm going to show you these samples and stuff because that's what we all been waiting for. Damn, did I miss my page that far? Okay. Okay. Data analysis. The proportions of the first hyperveritable regions that were available for the study were compared to the revised Cambridge reference sequence and the specific sets of single nucleotide polymorphisms known as mutational motifs were compared using the haplorep 2.0 in order to classify the sequences within the cluster of sequences that share a maternal ancestor known as a haplogroup. Researchers have identified 5 major haplogroups. We talked about this again. So here's that ringing alarm. They're letting you know A, B, C, D are the founding Pan-American haplogroups. And I'm going to go down further in this study and we're looking at the results. There we go, results. This is what we all been waiting for, family. Results. Of the 65 individuals assayed, only 24 individuals yield partial DNA or mitochondrial DNA sequence long enough to allow haplogroup determination. Due to poor preservation of the maternal and the Monterey constraints, only partial haplotypes for the first hypervariable regions were able to be sequenced, and only one individual was able to be confirmed with a second extraction. Although the sequences are problematic due to their fragmentary and unconfirmed status, negative controls did not indicate contamination, and resulting sequences are consistent with Native American sequences when used in regional comparisons. So they're saying when they compared all these, they matched up with all of the A, B, C, D, Q, and X haplotypes. So we're going to go down here and we're going to get some illustrations going on real quick here. Thank y'all for staying with me. I don't even know if y'all still looking. All right, here we go. Here's that form. All right, let's check this out. Let me turn this around. Oh, there we go. Mound 72, individual haplogroups. This is what we all been waiting for right here. Right here. Right in the middle. I don't know if y'all see that. It says haplogroups, and to the left, it says individuals. All right. Now, and then to the left of that, it says the you know if they're male or female. At least they believe they know with the DNA they have. And then if you look to the left of that, it has the age. So we have the age, the potential sex, the individual burial site, and the haplogroup of all of these poor souls that was buried at the mound sites in Cahokia. And let's look closer to see if they yield any DNA that's related to Black folks. Let's look at that. Let's look closer. Let's zoom in right there. I'm gonna zoom in right there. All right. Can everybody see that? Okay. We're looking at samples from Cahokia, and we're seeing haplogroups, right? That's contemporary with with Native Americans today. You see D, A2, A, C, A, C1B, A2, B2, A, B, B. There's a whole A, B, C, D freaking haplogroup soup up in here. These are not our people. So the whole notion, right, of us saying that we are indigenous. I'm talking to you, Black man, the alleged copper colored Black people that say that we are indigenous to Americas. Your haplogroup fingerprints are not here. You understand what that means? Like, I don't think y'all get that shit. Y'all haplogroup fingerprint, your genetic fingerprints are not here. I know I ran through that and everything, but y'all can read it again. Cahokia Mound site in America, which is one of the oldest mound sites that we have in America, do not have our genetic fingerprints on it. So can we put this shit to rest? Can we not make up these? Can we stop making these outlandish stories saying that we was here the whole time? Can we just put that shit to rest? Or are we going to continue to lie and say roll the corn and say we was always here and all this stuff? Look at it, y'all. I want y'all to look at this shit. Look at this. Okay? This is genetic sample from burial remain sites at the Cahokia Mound sites in America. I hear a lot of people saying that well, we were mound builders. We did it. And I say, well, what are the haplogroups of these ancient folks? Have you went to these mound sites? Have you studied any of the DNA that they've recovered? No. In fact, they don't believe in DNA. These Negroes don't believe in DNA. It's amazing to me. They don't believe in DNA, but let somebody in their family get locked up and shit, right? Let somebody in their family get locked up and DNA can get their ass out of jail. I bet you they'll be signing up for DNA. Then they be swapping. Look, man, let's get my man out. You know, DNA works when it works for you. But when we're talking about origins, genetic origins, that's what it go back to, genetic origins. And I hate to tell you, I hate to break your little copper color hearts, people. A lot of people wanted to hear a different story from Port City, but y'all ain't. This is it. These are the ancient DNA genetic haplogroups of the mound builders. So I don't understand why Black people can get out here with a straight face and say that they're the mound builders when we don't. This evidence says you're not. These burial sites at the mound site says your ass ain't. Says you somebody lying. Somebody got to be capping. Ask them about the DNA. Next time y'all get on a live and somebody says they're mound builders, tell them about the mound site in Cahokia, Mound 72, and have they looked at this information? And I bet you they'll be like, nah, I don't believe in DNA. That's the white man science and shit. It's all of a sudden the white man science. This is wild. We should know better as Black people. This is it's shameful. It's embarrassing, to tell you the truth. It's quite embarrassing that we go around saying that we're something that we're not, and don't have any proof to back the shit up. Now, if you got proof to back up that you a little Indian and shit, that's fine. But stop lying on indigenous folks' history and stop erasing African history. This is crazy. Subscribe, and if you this far into the video, y'all might as well subscribe. I mean, become, subscribe, because if not, the algorithm gonna catch you and you're gonna think you a hot glue feather wearing American and shit. All right, peace, love you guys, I'm out.